Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. This comes from Stasa over at Stasa23, and I believe it is some Asher knives. So you know what? Let's unbox it with some Asher knives. I got the Asher Spiro with whole tie frame lock here. So let's take a look. Don't feel like cutting the addresses or covering the addresses, so you know the deal by now. I'll just cut it off camera. Where is the, there we go. Ah, gotcha. So, apparently we have 3 Asher prototypes here, from what I understand. I believe one is the Nomad 3.0. One is this, but with studs and a fuller. And the other one, I don't know. Not sure what they all are, so let's find out. Oh, okay, a new design. Cool. That one reminds me right away of the old, what was it called? Man, I love that knife too. It was one of his first models. The Silva. Asher Silva. That was my budget knife of the year, that first year, I think. So, let's get these back in the box. All right. And you can see the comparisons here right away, right? I also have I should have it here, yep. The Nomad with studs and M390. Right there, so there's some Ashers for you. But we'll put these two over here in case we need size comparisons. So let's start with the Spiro tie here. We got a tie Spiro. And this is the one with studs. Very comfortable. I'll take my ring off. I don't want to damage prototypes. Nice and comfortable in the hand. Okay. Detent's on the lighter side for me. It's not like too light, but yeah. But it's a prototype, so it's kind of the point, I think. Right off the bat, I wish there was more lock bar access, but I say that about every Asher knife, so I'm just a broken record there, but I want to put it on the record. Fuller for flicking. Yeah, with a stronger detent, I think this would be really fun. I was a little concerned. Does it work lefty with the... No, even with the lighter detent, it doesn't. I was a little concerned that not having a hole, you know, because it's studs, would be an issue. But it has the fuller, so you can flick off the fuller instead. Honestly, I might like it better than the whole one. Aesthetically, I think it looks cleaner. And I actually like the way this fuller looks. I know some people pointed out they didn't like it because the angle didn't match the scale. They would want the fuller to match the scale. I don't know. Some reason that doesn't quite catch my eye. Thickness, I think it's a bit thicker than the one with the hole. I think the scales are just thicker by a little bit. Let's grab this guy. 0.43. I mean, so it's not like thick, but 0.418. Damn, that's thin as hell. Okay. So yeah, it is a little bit thicker, but not thick, if that makes sense. This is a Kunwu manufactured. I wish they, or he, whatever, would switch to 5mm 1/16 bearings. I think they're using the 3/64 ball bearings. Because of how thin the knife is, they have to. But it gives it a bit of a, you know, I don't know, just not as smooth as what I'm used to. Like, even if you look at the Nomad here, nothing, right? Doesn't make any sounds or anything. This has a good bit of pivot play too. This is better, but again, these are both prototypes, so you got to keep that in mind. But overall, I do really like it. Another good design. I think I like it better with the stud because you can fire it with the thumb flick, right? And then you can also use the fuller to flick, where on this guy, it's a little harder. I guess not right-handed. Right-handed, you can just fire it out. Left-handed, it's a bit harder to thumb flick. So I prefer the stud on the lefty one. I love the new clip being mounted internally like that. I believe that's transferred over here. Yep, really nice. Yeah, just want a little more on that detent too. So a couple of things I would, fix up, but no detent play of any kind. Just nice big stop pin, always good. Clip, solid retention. Nice lanyard post back here. Yeah, cool piece. Dead centered. All right. Yeah, a lot of good here. I think if I switched it to skiff bearings, if I had the right size, I bet you a lot of that would go away. But, you'd have to see. So I'm not messing with that. But definitely a solid piece. So that's the Spiro tie stud fuller model. I don't know what else to call it. I believe these came with either black pivot collars or there was maybe a bronze. There was a couple options. He even had Timascus on some models. But he actually delayed his last drop because he had some QC issues with the knives that came in on the run, and he, I think, is sending them back to Kunwu to take care of. He said that in a post I saw yesterday. So good on him for catching it in QC and then actually, taking care of it, sending them back, not sending them out. Yeah, cool. All right, so that's that one. Let's check out the Nomad 3.0. So this is a Axis style lock, crossbar lock, and it looks almost like an integral piece, but there is a liner there or backspacer that goes down the back. You have a lanyard pin. You got the nice clip there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's not reversible? He probably told me about this and I forgot, but that's not good. I mean, as a lefty, you need that, you really need that clip there to try to reverse flick it comfortably. I can do it, but I'd rather be grabbing a clip while I do it. And then to close the knife, it's always better to have the clip, because what you can do, flick it out, and then you kind of grab the clip with your pinky. It just makes it a lot easier to manipulate quicker, where this, I got to worry about cutting my pinky off because I'm kind of holding the scale there. So to me, that's a bit of a miss there, Justin. But it's a prototype, so it could be it's changing. Maybe the OEM just didn't understand what he wanted in production. I don't know. But you do have a show side pivot here. I don't know if this one's Kunwu as well. I would venture to guess it is. The spring, I think, needs to be a little stronger, but it's just kind of I think that's more a me thing than it is, yeah. For an Axis lock, I think the spring is fine. Does kind of have a double bounce, which is interesting. Oop. Yeah, there's no play anywhere. Solid. Centering's good. I like that it has an integral look to it with the backspacer there. Not a big fan of this color G10, but he's done it in the past. He likes monochrome colorways. Can't tell. Everything's just raw tie or black. But looks like he's trying to move out of his comfort zone a little bit with those pivot collars, which is cool. Reverse flick is good. You got the You got the fuller here. See, this fuller lines up a little more with the scale, and I think that's what somebody was trying to say about this one, is it kind of angles up, right? Where this one goes kind of straight with the scale. And I don't know how much of, like, it doesn't do anything for me one way or the other, but I guess I could see that. A little bit thicker stock, I think, than the previous Nomad axis locks. Let me see the stock on this. That looks thin. Yeah, nice and thin. This is about the same, I think. It's always hard to tell. Like the thumb studs. Yeah, it feels good. I think I just had to adjust to it. So that's the Nomad 3.0. There's a little bit of something going on, like it's a little loose somewhere, because like, I don't know if you can hear it, but a little bit of a rattle. Again, prototype, probably just something, you know, and I haven't checked every screw or whatever. I just opened the box, obviously, you saw that. Then we have this one. I don't even know the name of this one. Ooh, whoa. Tanto blade. Now, this is cool. It's something different. I like that. He's done a lot of the same model, just different versions, which is fine. People love the model. You should do it, right? But this is a little different, you know. It's got some vibes of the Silva and the, what was the other one called? The Flashback. Ironically, I think that was named by Slicey Dicey. But this one has a G10 show side, and then you have a titanium lock side. You have the tail-mounted, really nicely done clip. I love the thickness of that clip. Really like that. I want to, yeah. But what I want is for it to be reversible. And I don't know why on the last two here they're not reversible. I'm hoping it's just because it's a prototype. Because Justin is left-handed and he's always tried to make everything lefty-friendly. I know that that's not always possible. So, you know. But this one is a... Is it a clamshell? Yes, or whatever you call it. It's a monoblock construction. So if you look at something like the Strider knives or Leon Ma's Field Duty EDC, it's a Strider design feature. And I think now that I'm looking at this, this might be as well. This is moving. I wonder if that's what it is. Like, this is loose in there. I don't know. But yeah, I'm seeing a seam here, but I don't see a seam on the other side, which tells me I'm pretty sure that this is one piece and then this scale is another piece, which is pretty cool. I like that. Or the seams are just really good and I can't catch it, but I'm pretty sure this one's monoblock. I do like that. Design feature is cool. It does make things a little more difficult, because it's partially integral, kind of. And it's going to make it harder to probably get centering right and all that stuff. It's a little off to this side. It's rock solid, though, so it might just need to be loosened. Action's good. Detent's great. I actually really like this model. You try it left-handed. Probably can't do anything left-handed. There you go. I just have to get off the lock bar. Even on the lock bar, I was able to do it. Kind of like the push button on it. Not going to be able to flick lefty, but righty, you can flick it out. It's got a gnarly looking Tanto blade. Yeah, I really like this model. This one's cool. I like this new model. I don't have a name for it. I don't know if he does. Not sure. But I'm guessing this one is from Kunwu as well. They seem to have been doing, yeah, you can tell by the tooling. They seem to have been doing a lot of his models lately, so that's good. Are these clips tie? Nope, they're steel. Yeah. This one too? Yep. This one? Yep. This one? Yep. Okay, it's all steel. That's how he keeps price down partially. But it doesn't even matter. I think it's almost better to be steel in this case. I really like that clip design. Nice push button. Ergos are good. The other two I've handled. You guys have seen plenty of videos on those, so be a little more in depth on this one. Pinch grip's pretty good. I do want the blade to be a little taller, but the handle is slim, so I mean it makes sense. I just feel like I would like the knife to be taller, but I don't know. I also like that it's thin like this. Really comfortable. This is a cool one. I really like this one. I do not like the logo all the way up on the blade like that. Did he do that here too? No. So maybe this one isn't Kunwu. I don't know why they would put the logo here when he hasn't been doing that. It's been on the pivot for the last few runs. Here's an older model, and you can see there it is again. So I don't know. You're going to have T6s down here, I think, which is just kind of something that I can't get Kunwu to change. That looks like T8. So they did do T8 on that one. So maybe they are working on that. Okay, cool. These are T8. Okay. On their own stuff, everything's T6 body screw. It's weird. Ow, that hurt. All right. So, anyway, I really like this one. It's got a good edge on it. I don't know if that's factory, but really pokey, too. Friday night gas station. Oh, yeah. This is a really good Friday night 7-Eleven gas station knife right here. Cool. All right. So there's 3 Asher prototypes, new ones that have come in. Shout out to Stasa for sending them along. Thank you, brother. And thank you to Justin over at Asher Knife Co. for sending these along. I will get them on their merry way. I've had so many Asher knives that I don't know if I need to spend time with them, really. Like, I know what I know already. I kind of just did what I needed to do review-wise. I know that coming from Kunwu, they're going to have good heat treats. They're going to be nice and thin at the edge. Watch, I'll just show you. I don't know how much Nick went at it with these, but I mean, that's just when you get knives from Kunwu, it's one of the things they really focus on is behind the edge thickness, heat treat, grinds. They really have a good take on that stuff. So if you're looking for a knife to use, Kunwu is definitely a solid OEM or company that you want to look out for, because that's something they really take pride in. More so than a lot of companies. You don't hear a lot of companies over in China talking about their heat treats and all that stuff. So, yeah, just wanted to point that out. I do like this Nomad 3.0. If it will have the lefty clip and come in, you know, different colors, not just gray. I'm sure it'll just be gray and black, but hopefully he integrates some other color in too, but we'll see. But yeah, this is a good one. Just need that lefty clip, Justin, on both of this one. You know, I get it. On this one, you don't really need the lefty clip. It's just a very right-handed knife. By the way, lock bar access on this one's really good. So you got that down here. Just implement this stuff on these knives. It's the one thing on these that bugs me a little bit is I have to literally go under the scale to disengage it. It's not like hard, but I just think it could be a little bit better. That's all. So, all right. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Oh, if you check out AsherKnives.com, you can use code LEFTY10 at checkout. I've had some people lately tell me the code didn't work, but Justin assures me the code is up and running, and it was up and running on the latest drops. So just make sure you're putting it in, I guess, maybe check case sensitivity, you know, capital L, EFTY 10. But it's in the description. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you Later.